I already know Bhagavad Gita. My mother reads Bhagavad Gita, and my grandmother memorized Bhagavad Gita. And handing over a Bhagavad Gita to an Indian is similar to handing a Quran to a Muslim or a Bible to a Christian. They may be incredulous and think, well, why would you give me this? I already have it, I already know it. There's also a psychological factor that many Indians feel guilty that they're not more spiritual. So they take it as a condescension that we're handing them the Bhagavad Gita, and there's a tacit suggestion that they're not doing enough. And they feel it, they feel guilty. And that's why they reject it, oftentimes. Not always, but high enough percentage of the time that I adjusted a long time back the way I approach any Indian when I'm distributing a Bhagavad Gita. And it goes as follows. It's almost the opposite of distributing to a Westerner. So, the first thing is, don't hand them anything. And I emphasize the word anything. As soon as you give a card, the transaction's finished. If you hand them a Bhagavad Gita, it'll likely, as I just described, agitate their mind. So, as soon as you give them something, it gives them the right to get back to you later. If you hand them a card first, you hand them prasadam, finished. Don't hand them anything. What's the first thing? Now, a disclaimer about my presentations. You can take them or you can leave them. It's just a suggestion. Everyone has their own genius how to do things. Of course, I don't have any genius at all, but I'm just following in the footsteps of others. You can innovate from this, you can do as you wish, but I'll just say that when we do come across particular practices that work, they just work. And how they came into being, sometimes a mystery. They're a combination of things that we've learned from different people and by trial and error experience. And as a result, there's a system that works. As an example, just giving an example about in India, by trial and error, we figured out an infallible method of distributing books in India. Nobody doesn't take. And it requires not speaking. And during many yatras, we've had the experience of selling books to Indians in the Dham, where we have Chinese devotees, Japanese devotees, European devotees, American devotees, those who don't speak the local language, whether it be Aryan or Hindi or Bengali. And they use our method, which I'll talk about later. It's not the main point right now. The main point is, one day we were at Raman Reti in Vrindavan, and everyone was doing great distributing books there. One devotee, I asked, how's it going? When I was walking past, and he said, oh, it's really hard. And I said, what's really hard? Everybody's doing great. He said, well, they just won't take. And I said, well, what are you doing? And he told me that he was speaking to them in Hindi. And he said, because I know Hindi. And I said, well, that's your mistake. You think you know better than the system, so you're concocting something. And that's why you're not selling books. And then he adjusted and started not speaking and using the system, which has to do with language cards, and he started doing well. So there's something to be said for this, just taking on a process that's working and using it. So I'll reiterate, don't hand them anything. And when we're in a group, a lot of times devotees try to help out. I'm distributing a book somewhere and people, all of these hands are coming out trying to hand the same person. Sometimes if kids are there, they're enthusiastic to hand over prasadam, cards, this, that, other books. Don't do that, especially with Indians. Next is make friends and ask where they're from. So again, I'm not handing them anything, we're just making friends at this point, ask which part of India they're from, and then appreciating the flora, fauna, acharyas, everything about what their area is, showing some appreciation from their homeland. And this is the preface to everything I say when I talk to an Indian. Maybe we can practice this mantra because it works in not just in a conversation with Indians, but also with anybody. But let's practice this mantra. You know better than me. Actually, it should be you know better than I, but anyway, sorry. As you know better than I, you can say as a preface, and what I talk to them about is what we're doing without handing them the book. First I say, this is not for you. This book is not for you. Say that. And you know better, as you know better than I, this book is not for you. And if you can't say that enough times, this book is not for you. So when I'm talking to them, I say, as you know better than me, there are many problems in the world, and they can only be solved from by spiritual solutions. As you know better than I, the world has many problems, and the Bhagavad Gita has the great solutions. It's the jewel of India. Say, you already know Bhagavad Gita. Your mother reads Bhagavad Gita. Your grandmother memorized Bhagavad Gita. Let's try those three things. You already know Bhagavad Gita. Your mother reads Bhagavad Gita. Your grandmother memorized Bhagavad Gita. So I say those three things because they're what they were about to say to me. And as soon as I say them, it preempts their retort, which is, I already know Bhagavad Gita, my mother reads Bhagavad Gita, and my grandmother memorized Bhagavad Gita. And you're inoculating yourself from any objection by saying, as you know better than I, as you know better than I, as you know better than I, because that's what they're thinking. They're saying, I know better than this person. I grew up with this. Why are you telling me anything? And so I say the world's problems can only be solved from the spiritual platform. And then I tell them that you already know this. And I keep saying it, you already know this. You already know this. But many other people don't in the world. And therefore, we are printing the Bhagavad Gita in Japanese, in Mandarin, in German, in French, for all the people, unlike you, who don't know Bhagavad Gita around the world. It's the jewel of India. It's the greatest contribution India has to the world. And we're also starting schools to teach Bhagavad Gita to young people. Now at this point, if I have any youngsters nearby, any age, whether they're 5 or whether they're 14, I call them over and I say, yeah, he's part of our school. Chant a verse from the Bhagavad Gita. And they, yada yada hi dharmasya bhavati bharata. And then say, see, so we're starting schools everywhere to teach Bhagavad Gita to young people so it can be spread all over the world. And so today, after I mention all those things, today what we're doing, I say, today we're doing a fundraiser and we're collecting money. Very straightforward. I haven't handed them anything. I just told them everything I said so far. And he said, and so today it's a fundraiser. And whenever I'm out, I'm with a group of devotees, at least a few, and I say, we have about 2,000 people out today, all over the city. It's citywide. We're in every township and on every corner today, and we're collecting donations for spreading the Bhagavad Gita all over the world. So it's a fundraiser, and we just ask for money. And then I just stop. At that point, they're very, very happy to donate because you've acknowledged the fact that they know more than you do. They already know Bhagavad Gita. Their mother reads Bhagavad Gita. That their grandmother memorized Bhagavad Gita, and it's the jewel of India. And then they just give a donation. After they give the donation, then we give them the Bhagavad Gita. And as many other books as you wish, because they'll give a very large donation. They'll give $50 or $100 or $200 at that point, tap their card or whatever. And then if Malini's standing nearby, she'll come rushing over and say, oh, take the Bhagavatam too. We met a guy the other day when we were going door to door, and he was in a big hurry, so I just went through it really quickly, and he took a donation. Before he closed the door, Malini had a set of Bhagavatams in the house, took his phone number and said, yeah, we'll get back to you later. And as he was closing the door, she said, it's $250, we'll just send you the bill. He said, okay. So let's review. What are the things that you remember about presenting to an Indian? And we'll pass the mic around very effectively. Yes?
As you know better than I.
Yes.
And we also have to acknowledge that their mother read Bhagavad Gita and their grandmother memorized Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, any other points?
And then just be straightforward.
Any do-nots?
Do not hand them anything.
Not, what about a card with your website on it?
Not anything.
That's immediate finish, it's over. As soon as you give them the website, I'll be in touch, bye. Yes, so no, don't hand them a book, don't hand them a card. And what's the other mantra? This is not for you. This is not for you. I first came in contact with that when at Kartik. We stay at Govardhan Hill, but the last Akadashi of Kartik, we'd come over to Vrindavan and stay in front of Prabhupada's Samadhi for the day. And we tried to distribute 1,008 Bhagavad Gitas in front of the Samadhi. And our main mantra then was, as we're handing the book, we'd say, this is not for you. This is not for you. And there's a cognitive dissonance when that happens. And we say, it's not for you because this is for you to give to somebody else. That's when it came into being that it's not for you. It calms everybody down because that's the main emotion we saw arising. Any other observations from this? Thank you very much. Well done. Observations, reflections, comments, questions. Yes. This is an obstacle course. Let's see how fast he can make it. Whoa, he's good.
Hare Krishna. Does this only work I'm just thinking in terms of stores or on the street, will they come up to you, or when you approach them, do you just shake their hand?
I approach like this. I do this a lot to Americans or anybody else. It's commonly known nowadays. A lot of people, celebrities come on stage and they'll go like this when people are clapping. And if I do this and people do it in return, I know that they're usually a 5.1. And with Indians, it's their stock and trade. So I do that. And if they do that in return, then it's the same approach. I'll say where I'm from, and I'll talk about this in a minute, and then I'll ask them where they're from. And that's the beginning of the conversation, because Yasyatma buddhi kanapetru dhatuke sudi kalatradishu bhoma ijadi yatirta buddhi salilena karichij janishu abhigeshu saeva gokara. There's a way in which Krishna, to the sages at Kurukshetra, mentions that it's the tendency of most people to worship their homeland. So it's a sure bet to ask people. And with India, it's a pleasure because practically every place is a holy place in India. So if you ask them where they're from and then just truly appreciate their acharya in that area or the landmarks there, spiritual landmarks, it's a really good start. Is that what you were asking? Any other questions? 1, 2. You're next, if you can make it.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Will this script not let them to just donate the money and not take the book? Because
they always take afterwards. they love getting something afterwards, but it's just the psychology of it, giving first and then buying. It's like they're buying it once you hand it over and then you ask for a donation for the book. I already have this, I already know this. My mother reads it, my grandmother memorized it. But if you wait for them to give for the best cause there is on the planet, then afterwards they're very happy to take the books. So I don't leave them without a book. I pile them up as soon as they give.
And if they say they already have Bhagavad Gita.
That's what they say when you hand them the book. But after they give the donation, they're happy to receive it. And if there is any time when they say, oh, I already have this, then you just give another book or tell them that this is for you to give to somebody else. Because sometimes people have a little resistance. Sometimes Indians, they have a thing, they can't take Shastra in their house. And we've learned that the hard way. Actually, one time, no, take it. And they sent it back in the mail because they really had a stricture in their household that they couldn't keep scripture in the house because they eat whatever they eat. And they say, we can't keep it here. So people may have their various quirks, so you just have to work around them. Okay, right in the back, yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
The question is in the temple atmosphere, when there is a lot of congregations of Indians, how do we work on this aspect?
Well, generally it's from a book table, and that's a little different relationship and environment when you're in the temple. But you can use the same principles always, which is showing respect to the person. And you'll see in the presentation to anyone, Americans who are from non-Indian origin, it's a humble approach, respecting them that they know more than you. That's one of the basic principles of presentation that we get from our Shastra, from our Acharyas, that you be very humble. As Prabhupada said, fall down on their leg and tell them how great they are. And so I'll get into that in just a minute about how to present, but that works everywhere. And in a temple environment, you can also just appreciate that they already know Bhagavad Gita, but then you can also say, this Bhagavad Gita is as it is, it's very special. You can explain it like that also. But likely if they're already in the temple and they've come up to the book table, then it's a slightly different conversation than you intervening with their life on the street or door to door. Okay? I better move on. Yes, Mahabhagava Prabhu, what a pleasure to see you. Hare Krishna.
They don't want to give, and they say, I'll give later online. Or they say, I've already given.
Well, that's why I don't give him anything. Because they'll say, do you have a website? And I go, yeah. And then, do you have a contact information? I say, yeah, we do. And then I go back to so everyone gives a donation. Now, when they say, I'll give later, and this goes for anybody, they say, I'll give later. I say, that's great. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I just want to tell you a quick story. And they go, okay. And I said, there was a bee, and he flew into a lotus garden. And he landed upon the most fragrant and beautiful of all the lotus flowers in the pond. And he snuggled in. And as evening was approaching, a sage came through the forest. And he saw the bee getting comfortable on the lotus, and he said, my dear bee, the lotus will close, you'll be trapped inside. Please come out now. Do it now. It's urgent. And the bee, being comfortable, said, I'll do it tomorrow. When the sun comes up, the lotus flower will open, I'll come out. And the sage walked away, warning of danger as he left. And that night, sure enough, the lotus closed. The bee was very comfortable inside, sleeping. And then a maddened elephant came into the garden, scooping up all the lotuses. And he ate that bee. And that was his demise. I said, so when something's auspicious, Shibasha Shugram, that you should do it right away. So I would say 50% of the time when I tell that story, even if it's to Americans, they'll say, I'll do it later. I go, fantastic, great. I thank you so much. I just want to tell you a quick story. Then, you go to the trouble, try to give as many details as possible in the story, then they go, oh, okay, I'll give now. It gives a new life to that. And also with Indians, another thing I say is when they say, I'll come to the temple and give, I say, that's really beautiful, and thank you very much. I say, one thing to consider, today is extremely important and special day because the temple has come to you, and this is Krishna's arrangement. I didn't know where you lived. You didn't know I was coming. This must be Krishna's arrangement that they came here. So instead of you going to the temple came to you, and it's a great opportunity if you'd like to just give even 1 penny. So those are a couple of ways around that. And also, if they insist, I'd like to give later, maybe they will. I just let them go. And again, I don't try to grind everything to the end, but I do give a couple of more opportunities. And then if they're resistant in any way, or they sincerely say, I want to do it later, then I just, fine, thank you. Main principle is leave them with a good impression. Not overly pressuring them, but giving them a couple of opportunities that, okay, I could do it now. Because that happened with that guy, right? He said, I don't have anything, or I don't have any time. Do you remember what happened? And what happened? He said he would give later, and then I said the B story, right? And then he gave. And then Malini put a Bhagavatam in his house. Okay, all the way in the back. This will be the last one, and then I'm moving on to the next presentation about how to distribute a Bhagavad Gita on its own merits. Yes?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So when you go approach anybody for the first time when I'm seeing them, how do I approach? Should I say Hare Krishna or hello, or how do I start the conversation?
I say hi. For Indians, I'll say namaste or namaskar. And then I'll go into that. I'll tell you about that. Okay, so we just ask for money. After they donate, you give them the books as a gift. Okay, that's how I distribute to Indians. And I've noticed that when devotees take that up, it solves a lot of problems. It's about 90% effective. The 10%, what can be done? We're just selecting. We're not trying to convince every single person. Now here's how I distribute a Bhagavad Gita as it is. And again, this is just my template I'm presenting to you. You can try it out if you don't have your own. And the principles you can mix and match if you like. But I do suggest learning this cold. I mean, that you know it in your sleep and get used to it and then innovate after that. Okay. Here are the different steps. Number 1, radar. Please repeat after me. Number 2, qualify. Number 3, trust the hand. Number 4, give a nutshell presentation. Number 5, show and tell. Number 6, compliment. Number 7, use humor. Number 8, engage. 8 little steps, and they all flow together, and we're going to learn those this morning. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. First thing is radar. So the radar gun comes out. The highway patrol can understand how fast you're going. So we have our own radar. We can look at people's eyes and their face. We really want to study their countenances. And when we notice their countenance, you can refer back to the 1 to 10 that we talked about last night. Where was the breaking point? Right in the middle of 5.1 is when they're open. And before that, you can tell from their face that they're below 5.1. And then it's okay to let them go. You don't have to chase them. So now for the radar, we use the hand. If you hold your hand up like this and point it at somebody, say hi. And you'll notice that, we're parts and parcel of Krishna, we're conscious beings, and when we notice somebody, when we look at them, when we say hi, when our voice comes out, it's like radar. It hits them, and then you'll get the feedback, just like with a radar gun. As soon as he shoots the car, it comes back, and on the meter, it's going to go like that. So these are our little radars here. And when we say hi, that's the beam that goes out and hits them. And then you watch, and you'll see what the reading is. If you had on little glasses, like Terminator glasses, they have a little thing in there that tells exactly what's going on. And you could see, like, hi, and then it goes, okay, 4.9. Or hi, okay, 5.3. So that's what you want to look for. That's radar. So use your radar. And next is hand power, which I was just expressing. You put your hand up, say hi, like this. It's demonstrative. Hi, 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 hi. And then the next one is qualify. Because when we're holding books, and by the way, I recommend not holding the books in your hand. It telegraphs from down the street, across the street, that you're after them. If you're going around like this, or like this, if I'm holding the book at all, I put it like this. So, like, look, hands free, can't hurt you. Or I put it in my bag, or I leave it on the table, or I have somebody else hold my books, and I'm just freely standing there. So the next thing is to let them know why you're going to hand them the book. And that means they have to be qualified. And my mood is like, you have to be qualified to look at this. This is the way I'm thinking. And if somebody's at all resistant, like if I start to hand over a book and their hands go back, I pull it back really fast. Like, you're not getting this. Like, no, you're not qualified. If they're a little hesitant, then I go like, nope, can't have it. It's a psychological effect that they're like, well, wait a minute, what is it? I want that. So the qualification is simple. You ask not a yes or no question. If you ask people a yes or no question when you just meet them, they're going to say no. And so the question I ask them, which is not a yes or no question, I first announce where I'm from. I'll say, Saskatoon, where are you from? And then they may say, Milton. Milton, fantastic. I know a lot of people in Milton. So, Saskatoon, where are you from? Palo Alto. I have a friend who went to school at Stanford. That's a qualification. We have some rapport now. I'm from Saskatoon. Where are you from? Los Angeles, home of the Lakers. Whatever it is, something about their hometown, whatever it is, even if you don't know anything about the place, I've heard that's a fantastic place. But that's the qualification to then do the next step, which is trust the hand. Because sometimes people, in their mind, they're not sure if they want to take it or not. Do they even want to get involved with this whole thing? Because they don't know what's happening yet, exactly. And so the mind may be slightly hesitant, but interestingly, the hands have their own dharma. They grab things. And so when people, when I just put the book in their hand comes out. Their mind's going, don't take it, don't take it, don't take it. And then you hand it over to them. Then their hand goes, I'll take it. And the guy's going, stop that. I didn't tell you to take it. So trust the hand. Just be a little, take a risk. Put it in their hand. It's okay. Now, the book's going to take a very short journey from your hand to their hand. And that's the time in which you use a mantra to tell them a little bit about what the book is, just so they understand before their hand grabs it what's in the book. So I say, instead of saying these are books, I say books on yoga and meditation shows you, see it's a little truncated, books on yoga and meditation shows you how to get free from stress. Okay, I'll say that, and please repeat. Books on yoga and meditation shows you how to get free from stress. Books on yoga. And so the book's making an arc from my hand to their hand. So, hi, Saskatoon, where are you from? Palo Alto. Palo Alto? That's where Stanford is, right? Fantastic. Books on yoga and meditation. Or I'll say, from Saskatoon to Palo Alto. Books on yoga and meditation shows you how to get free from stress. Now watch. As the book's unfurling from my hand, it's making its journey from my hand to their hand. I'm saying the mantra. Books on yoga and meditation shows you how to get free from stress. Hits their hand. So books on yoga and meditation shows you how to get free from stress. From Saskatoon to Palo Alto. Books on yoga and meditation shows how to get free from stress. Hand grabs it. Now it's in their hands, I let go. So now, this comes into the next very important principle, and it's in another presentation we do called Communications 101, but you just take the easy version right now, and that is whoever's asking the questions is leading the conversation. And when you ask a question, you hold everything in place. It holds the conversation together, and it holds them there too. When you ask a question, they can't just walk away. So once I tell them this and I put the book in their hand, now what do I need to hold the conversation together and hold them in place? What do I need? A question. That's right, I need a question. So this is my question. You've heard of stress, right? Because I just said, the last thing I said is stress. Books on yoga and meditation show you how to get free from stress. Now I need a question, and it continues from what I just said. You've heard of stress, right? So what do they say? Now, I just, apparently breaking the cardinal rule, I just said, don't ask them a yes or no question. But in this case, it's all right. Because what if they say, yes, I've heard of stress? Like, I would say 85, 90% of the people, when I say, you've heard of stress, right? They'll go, yeah. But what if they say no? Doesn't matter, because the next response works for both. So say, you've heard of stress, right? And they say yes. And they say, really, you don't look stressed. Or I'll say, really? That's funny. Why do you look so peaceful? And if they say, you've heard of stress before, right? And they go, no, I haven't heard it. I know, it's amazing. You don't look stressed at all. See, it's the same thing. And then comes the next point. These should be on 2 slides, actually. The next mantra is, you look spiritual. Say it. Say it to the person next to you. You look spiritual. Now, this is so effective. It should be illegal. It's a phenomena that if somebody walks up to you in your household, your family, or on the street in your office, and they say, you look tired, you probably excuse yourself, go to the restroom and look in the mirror and go, you look tired. And then he's like, yeah, God, I do look tired, and I feel tired. And if somebody says to you, you look terrible, you start feeling terrible. But if somebody says to you, you look spiritual, it's uncanny. They achieve instant self-realization because they suddenly remember, actually, I'm not part of the material world. I'm a spiritual soul. I'm supposed to be in the spiritual world. What am I doing here? They look around and they realize that I'm in a material body. I'm actually a spirit soul. So when you say, you look spiritual, it brings the Tatastha Jiva back to his awareness that he's a spiritual being. And this changes the whole conversation. So, a couple of a recall. So first thing is radar. And then here's your little radar gun and you say hi. And then you say, Saskatoon, where are you from? Palo Alto. Palo Alto, that's one of the nicest places on the planet. Here, from Saskatoon to Palo Alto. And I trust the hand, I hand it over to them. And then the mantra comes along with the books. The books on yoga and meditation shows you how to get free from stress. Now I need a question to hold things in place. You've heard of stress before, right? And yes or no, it's okay either way. It's like, really? You don't look stressed. Or, yeah, I could tell. You don't look stressed. And then the big question. What is it, the big question that changes their life? You look spiritual, and now I need another question, right? Say yes. Here it is. Get ready. This will change your life forever. What's your secret? Now, why is this so life-changing? Why am I emphasizing this? Because as I said before, when you're talking to an Indian, you say, as you know better than me, as you know better than I, as you know better than I, as you know, if you say it 5 times, the more times you say it, the more effective your presentation will be. And now, here's where any living being walking down the street has an ego, and there you are intervening in his or her life. And what we're really saying is, listen, you're totally messed up. You need me, you know you need me, and you need this book. That's what we're really saying. But we're not going to say that. Therefore, we say, what's your secret? Because you look spiritual. And then, what's your secret? Now you put them on the Vyasasana. And you get down on your hands and knees. So, what's your secret? You tell, please teach me. Now they're holding the book. And you've handed them the book. So it eliminates that feeling they have, like, this guy's trying to convert me. It's like, no, you convert me. You know more about this than I do. You're spiritual. Please teach me. That's the mood. That's the body language when you say, what's your secret? And then, of course, people have different replies according to the mode of nature they're in. Mode of ignorance, they'll say, well, I smoke a lot of pot. And then the mode of passion, they'll say, well, I'm the most organized person on the planet. I have goals and so forth. And mode of goodness, they'll say, I do yoga meditation. And so once they tell you their secret, then your reaction is, I knew it. I could tell you were spiritual and you had a process. So that's when you take the book back from their hands. And why? To show them their book. That's the mood. It's like you already gave it to them, and now you're showing them their book. And the first thing is name dropping. This is a very quick thing. It's not like you have to get into the history of each person and give them a Wikipedia lesson. But you just name people on the back cover, because on the back of our books we have Thoreau, Emerson, and Gandhi, right? Say yes. And so you add a few more if you like to cover the cultural spectrum. So Thoreau, Emerson, Gandhi, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Albert Einstein, the Beatles, Tupac Shakur. That covers a lot of cultural ground. And all you do is just throw the names out really quick. Should take 5-10 seconds maximum. Then we turn to a book, middle of the book, just open it up anywhere where there's Sanskrit. And I point to the Sanskrit and I say, can you read this? Only 1 out of 100 will say, yeah, I studied Sanskrit when I was a kid. But I says, can you read this? And they go, no. And I say, I was just kidding. It's all translated into English. They're ancient books. They're written thousands of years ago. That also takes 2-3 seconds maximum. Then turn to the front of the book. Now notice I'm opening first page. This glossy one page, that's all you have to do is open that and hold it and show it to them. And now you'll notice that there's universities and accolades given here. And so the first one I show is University of Southern California, USC. Have you heard of USC? It's a big name, right? No? Only UT is a big name? Okay, then the next one, Georgetown University. And then the next one, yeah, that's enough. So there's, all you have to do is just show a couple of, so the transition from this is, this has been translated hundreds of times into English and many other languages. And out of all the versions, this one, called Bhagavad Gita as It Is, has become very popular academically. Where has it become popular? Yeah. USC. Do you know Georgetown University? Say yes. Okay, then I say, here, I'll show you really quick. How fast am I going to show them? Because they're thinking, is this going to be a Bhagavatam class? Or am I going to get out of here in a few seconds? So I say, I'm going to show you really quick, and then get used to turning the pages to get to the changing bodies. And on the changing bodies, I just show it to them. And for most people, this is a revelation, as most people haven't seen it. Sometimes I go to corporates, and particularly Salesforce, downtown San Francisco, I bring a changing bodies exhibit in my hand. I have to go register in order to go up to the conference room. Everybody stops. People walk past me, then they do a U-turn, they come back, and they go, excuse me, what is that? And I say, what do you think it is? And they go, oh my God. I get on the elevator, there's 5 people in the elevator, they're all talking, blah, 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 blah. And next thing they look over and they go like, excuse me, what is that? And I say, what do you guys think it is? And they go, oh my God. For us, we've seen it a million times and we just say, yeah, it's Changing Bodies exhibit. But for new people, when you show them this, it expands their mind. So show it to them. Hold it like this. Show and tell. Say, look at this. See? Life's a quick journey. We're just passing through. And then I usually engage them and I say, where are you in this? Where are you in this? Right here? I say, yeah. I was here a few minutes ago. I'm over here now. Then the next thing I show them is the plate, the color plate that's about Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. Is everyone familiar with this? So then I say, look at, a self-realized person treats everyone with respect because he or she sees the spirit within everyone's heart. Then I ask them another question. Isn't it time for a question? Yes. So I say, you've heard of karma, right? Have you all heard of karma? What does it mean to you? And that's what I ask them. I say, you've heard of karma, right? And they say, yes. I say, what does it mean to you? What does it mean to you? Karma. Reactions to your deeds. Okay, he gave the answer, reactions to his deeds. And as soon as he says that, here's what I say. Whoa. If more people in the world thought like you, it would be a better world to live in. What does karma mean to you? Action. Whoa, I really like the way you put things. If more people in the world thought like you, it would be a better world to live in. What does karma mean to you? What goes around comes around. Whoa, I really like the way you think. If more people in the world thought like you, it would be a better place to live. So this is a chance, this is what we call compliment. Give them a compliment that whatever they say about karma, it's like, you've heard of karma, right? Yeah, I've heard of karma. What does it mean to you? It's like, there's butterflies and rainbows, and it's like really far out. And I go, whoa. If more people in the world thought like you, it'd be a better world to live in. Sometimes people say, I don't believe in karma. I say, yeah, but what's the theory? And they go, this happened as I was walking downtown in some little city. I forget where we were. And it was a group of Christians, and I said, you've heard of karma, right? And he goes, yeah, we've heard of karma. We don't believe in it. I said, yeah, but what would you describe it as? And they go, like if you do something bad, bad comes back to you. I said, whoa. I really like the way you think. If more people in the world thought like you, better place to live. They ended up buying the book. And then Then comes the humor. So this is a funny joke, just a warning. It's funny. So I asked people, what do you do professionally? And so who in here has a profession? 2 people, 3 people, everyone else retired. What do you do professionally? What did she say? Actuary. I said, this guy used to be an actuary. Anybody here a teacher? Sunday school? Hey, what do you do? Sunday school teacher? Really? This guy used to be a Sunday school teacher. What do they say? Like, I'm a ballet dancer. It's like, really? This guy used to be a ballet dancer. So whatever they say, you try to get, if they say an engineer, you go, what kind of engineer? And you go, what kind of engineers are there these days? Huh? What kind of software? AI is too common. What? What? What did he say? Front end? This guy used to be in the front hair. So when you say that, everyone goes, ha, ha, ha. 50% say ha, ha, ha. And the other people, they're trying to be respectful because they don't know if you're for real or not. And then they go, really? And they go, no, I'm just kidding. And they go, ah, ha, ha, ha. And when they're saying, ah, ha, 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 that's when you close the book. Your part's done with the book. You've showed them everything that's on the back, in the front, a few pictures. You've asked a few questions. You've told them a few things about the book. And now, when they say, ha, 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 close the book. Now, you're giving back their book. Now it's time to hand it back. And so just as when I handed them the book, remember there was an arc? It's making its way to their hand. I say, books on yoga, meditation, shows you how to get free from stress. And now they have the book. So now, again, I'm going to hand it back to them. And the timing is important. So say, we don't sell these, repeat after me, like in a bookstore. And that's when I'm handing it over. So we don't sell these. That's when it hits their hands. And as soon as it touches their hand, they say, like in a bookstore. We don't sell these like in a bookstore. We only ask for a donation. See, so the timing's important. Watch, do it again. We don't sell these like in a bookstore. We only ask for a donation. We don't need the money. But it's an ancient principle. When you give something in return for spiritual knowledge, it connects you to the previous teachers who have passed it down over many generations, and it allows you to enter deeply within the knowledge. It closes the circle. And then, at that point, when I'm saying it, most people, they start to give a donation. And if they don't, then I just reiterate. Thank you. I'll reiterate and I'll say, so we just ask it for a donation. And then once they're offering a donation, they may want to know how much. And I just say, give the most that you can. It's up to you. It's from your heart. It's from your heart. And if you'd like to give an amount, there's a reason, I'll say first, that many people are hesitant to give, and that's because they don't know how much to give. So what they're thinking is, this book is very valuable. I have a book on my shelf at home, Strunk and Wagner, what is he called? Elements of Style. You know that book? And it's a hardback, very thin book. It's $25 in the US, and it's $30 in Canada. And so when people who are used to buying books or textbooks, they're holding this book, they're thinking, God, this book is worth $35 or something like that. So they're thinking, I want to give $35. And so it can be helpful at that point to tell them that with printing and shipping, everything, it costs around $10. And anything you give over that is a donation. And sometimes when people are about to give a donation and they'll say, how much should I give? I said, well, we try to keep it under $100, but in your case, we're thinking about making an exception. It's lighthearted, but you're saying numbers, and it just helps give a little definition to the conversation. So then the next part is to be ready to accept donations. And this is one of the most important aspects of book distribution, especially nowadays. If you're expecting people that are going to give cash, you're sorely misguided, because most people either don't have cash or they don't even know what it is anymore. Generation X, is it? Gen Z. Gen Z doesn't know what cash is. They're like, what is that stuff? That's for old people. And even they don't carry that much cash around. So you have to be ready with Venmo, Cash App, whatever you have here in Canada. What do you have? Square. So Square, and be ready within half a second to accept their donation. If you have to fumble, if you have to wait, where's the thing, where's the guy, then they could lose their opportunity. So that's the important part. Make sure you're lined up, ready to go within 2 seconds. And then the last part is to learn a few comebacks. They say, I already know all about this. That's great. I could tell by looking at you. They say, I'm a Buddhist. Oh, sorry, here, take it back. I'll give you the Buddha book. That happened the other day because the woman was from Taiwan, very nice person. I handed her a book. She started looking at it. She said, oh, no. I'm a Buddhist. I said, oh, Buddha book. And so I said to the devotee who was holding the backpack with the books, I said, give me the Buddha book. And he looked at me like, what? I said, that one. And so I took another book and I handed it to her, and then I explained it more in the context of how Buddhism comes from India, this, that, and the other thing. She took the book and she was very happy to accept it. So you have to accommodate. And they say, are you selling this? Does anybody ever say that? So we say, absolutely not. We refuse to sell this. It's too valuable. We only ask for a donation. They cost about $10 to print. Anything over that is a donation. What? About $15 to print. Anything over that is a donation. They say, how much should I donate? We try to keep it under 100, but in your case, we're thinking about making an exception. Then, after they give something for the book, I say, do you believe in the power of prayer? And what if they say no? See, I said don't ask a yes or no question, but in this case also it's okay. Because if they say, I believe in the power of prayer, and say, great, I'm going to teach you this beautiful prayer from Sanskrit, and I hand them a mantra card. I say, they're names of God, and it's meant to wake up pure love for God within your heart. And then some people say, do you believe in the power of prayer? And they say, no. I say, perfect, I'll give you a mantra. And then I say, please repeat after me. And then say, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then give them prasadam. And then thank them, get their contact information if they're open for that, so that you can connect them to the next program. You should always have the next program to connect them to. And then thank them for taking their valuable time. Tell them it's been a pleasure and an honor meeting them. So leave everyone with a good impression. Any quick questions before we go to the... Oh, okay, go ahead.
This is a very common ask now on the street is, do we have digital books?
Do we have digital? Yes, we do. We have digital books ready to go.
I'm stuck over there then.
What?
I get stuck over there. I don't know how to take the conversation further.
Well, I just told you, we have digital books.
So the conversation then starts going into, okay, where do I buy this book?
Right here, we have the digital books. We have the QR code. They can scan the QR code and buy the digital books right there, right now. We have it.
Okay.
We've developed it so that they can buy it immediately on the street. We're selling thousands of them.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay, so it's solved. Gap closed.
Thank
No more worries. You can sleep at night. Okay, who's next? Yes.
I've met some unfortunate people who have heard this spiel before.
That have heard the spiel?
This spiel before, but haven't taken a book.
Yes.
What do we do with them?
Well, it depends on how open they are. I mean, with everybody, it's the same thing. You're looking for their openness. And if somebody's got a little piety in their heart and they're interested, even if they heard the spiel before, they'll be a little open. If they're not, they'll use it as an excuse to walk on. And everybody understands that products are sold by a spiel. So if they can't appreciate it, it maybe means they're looking for an excuse not to take it. So just as we talked about last night, we're not trying to convince everybody. We're looking for those who are already a little bit open. They're the ripe fruits that will take it. And the more easily you let them go, the more you can move on to other people in a joyful mood without feeling like you just ground somebody to a pulp and they ground you to a pulp in the process.
Yes, Samaj. I have a few specific questions about some of the steps.
Go ahead.
So the first one is about like the wave. I've always been a little confused about this because there's some people who have like a countenance that's not very welcoming, but they are genuinely interested. Just for whatever reason, they don't smile a lot or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you recommend that we wave at everyone, irregardless of their radar, or just?
I try to, because the first step is get a conscious contact with people, and oftentimes raising your hand so they know you're trying to flag them. It gives that. But one of the other secrets that I don't have in this that is extremely important, we need to add it in. I have a picture of a handshake. Handshakes are not so good. Fist bump, on the other hand, watch. See how far Anshu came? I've had people come from across the street through traffic. They go like this and they honk, honk, beep, beep, and they get around, boom, I want a fist bump. So fist bump I do all the time, especially when people are moving along, hi, and I go like this. And that also qualifies people. You can see if they're 5.1 because the 5.1s will come back if you go like this as they're walking by because they're being carried by a little bit of rajas past you. If you go like that, they'll fist bump you. Then I go like this. Because then, first thing, they want to make contact. It's pretty much irresistible when somebody goes like this. It's hard for them to pass it up. And then, once they do, then I go for the handshake because that really brings them down. Then I can ask them a question. So fist bumps are fantastic. And if that's all you do is go out and fist bump people, hand them a book, you'll do fine. What's the next thing?
So the next question is in relation to the changing bodies photo. I don't know what it is. I think some people, it just completely goes over their heads. They're like, what am I, like, when I ask them where they are, they're just like, I don't know. So do you try and prompt them like, hey, like, try again, or just do your best, or like, because I understand it's not crucial.
I say, then I'll engage with it, and I'll say, I was right here a few minutes ago, I'm over here now. You could say, I was here, show the little baby, and then say, a few minutes ago, now I'm here now, we're just passing there, and just move on. If people can't get it, and that goes for the other engagements as well. When I ask people, you look spiritual, what's your secret? Some people say, I don't have a secret. Then there's a follow-up for that. I say, you must just be a natural. Or the next thing I'll say, you must come from a really good family. And they say, no, I don't. And they say, then you just must be a natural. So you have a couple of alternatives lined up for people who stop at a certain point, and those are the alternatives for a couple of those. Last question?
Yes. With regards to the photo of the sage with the profession,
yeah,
I felt that sometimes people come to me and they say they have really sensitive professions, like they take care of people with very like ostracized conditions that are like in a little bit more socially judged way. I find it difficult then to make a joke about their profession. Have you ever come into a situation where you make a joke about something?
No, but I understand the question in general. This is all adjustable. And so if you sense something in people, a sensitivity of somewhere in their, the way they're receiving it, then you can adjust it and skip some part if that's your intuition.
Thank you, Maharaj.
You're welcome. Let's get started. with what we're going to do, okay, very last question, is we can do questions at the end. I want you to get some reps. In a moment, we're going to stand up and practice this. We also have a one-page card that tells you the steps so you can follow them. Mataji, go ahead.
If everything is available on online, what's the need of a physical book? Some people ask.
What's that?
If everything is online available,
If everything's available
online,
online,
so what is the need of a physical book?
books have, well, it depends who's asking also. Are you talking about Indians? Is it Indians?
Yeah.
Okay, with Indians, we explain to them that the books are deities. And we say that, okay, although, yes, of course, everything's available online, the Shvetashvatara Upanishad says that these books are physical deities, and keeping them in their home attracts good fortune to your house. What's more, and more importantly, we find, studies have shown, when you keep these spiritual books in your home and they have pictures, the kids gravitate towards them. They go through, they look at the pictures. So although it's online, it's more beneficial for the kids to have the books in the house, because then they get used to seeing scripture in the house instead of just going online. So those are the two main points for Indians regarding whether books are online. But again, we also have digital books. So now we're finding the people who are using that as an excuse, say digital books, now that gap is closed. That boat has sailed. That horse is already out of the barn. It's too late for them to use that now. Okay, now here's what we're going to try. We have, do we have the at-a-glance cards? You have them online, so there's a QR code, because if you want to refer to the steps as you go through this, you'll have it online, and we'll give you the QR code. So let me explain the logistics of what we're going to do and the importance of it. You want to get a few reps in, so we're going to form on over here, this long corridor, and over there, that long corridor, two groups to line up. That should accommodate all of us. And what you want to have is a partner that you're facing. And so there'll be two long lines, and each person is facing one other person. And on one side of the line, uniformly, everyone's going to hold the Bhagavad Gita as it is. And on the other side, you're going to be empty-handed. And the one who's empty-handed, I misspoke, the one who's doesn't have a Bhagavad Gita should hold the at-a-glance card on their phone, so you can coach the other person. This is not the time when you want to throw a bunch of obstacles. You want to coach them along your partner so that whoever's presenting gets through the repetition, all the points, the 8 points, okay? Then when you're done, we're going to switch so the other person holds the Bhagavad Gita and is presenting, and the person who was presenting Bhagavad Gita is holding the at-a-glance card. Okay? So let's go to Shamahi, why don't you do the logistics of lining everybody up?
I just want to say that we've sent the at-a-glance cards on the group. If you're not on the group, please get onto the group. The group details were sent in the email to all the registrants. Otherwise, someone can help you here to get onto the group. Let's... Okay, we're going to use two locations. Prabhu's over here. If you can please stand up. Anshu Prabhu, Abhinav, Anuttama Prabhu, Mahabhagat Prabhu, Sudarshan Prabhu. If you can come on this side, please. And maybe if all the Matajis up to Sheetala Kund Mataji, that row can come here as well. Let's go, come on, come on. Thank you. Thank you for your cooperation. And the other devotees at the back can form similar two rows on the other side, so we have enough space. Let's go there, please. Oh, you can check the camera. Okay, you can either team up amongst yourselves, so maybe it's better. Just, if you come up here, get into pairs. Rancho Prabhu, help me. 2 rows, thanks. 2 rows, please. Yeah, like that. Matajis, please come here. Anukul Seva, can you help me get that group organized, please? Go, go, go. Please stand like that, like they're standing. Stand like that. Thank you.
All right, here. Let's do 2 rows facing each other. So I like it, Hariwala Prabhu. Like, that's a good row. That's nice. And let's get one more row here.
1 row? 1 row. Find somebody you're comfortable with. Mix and match as how you feel comfortable. But make sure you have one person that you're facing directly. Who are you connected with? Okay, face to face. Find one person that you're connected with. One-on-one. What? Shamahini?
That would be a tough one.
Now, if you have a book in your hand, then don't also have the phone, because then you have, so the person across from you should have the one. Phone, book. Everybody book? Okay. How are you doing on the other side of the temple room? Are you all lined up?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, I'm going to go through really quick. Hi. Saskatoon, where are you from? Where? Toronto. Blue Jays. From Saskatoon to Toronto. Books on yoga and meditation shows you how to get free from stress. Everyone, just wait 1 second before you start. Hold on. You're just watching. I'm just giving you a walkthrough, so everyone just listen for 1 minute. Hi. Saskatoon, where are you from? Toronto, fantastic, the home of UT. This is from Saskatoon to Toronto. Books on yoga and meditation that shows how to get free from stress. You've heard of stress before, right? Really, it's funny though, don't mind me saying this, but you don't look stressed at all. What's your secret? You don't have a secret. You must be just a natural. Well, fantastic. And don't mind me saying this also, but you look spiritual. Let me show you really quick. And I'm going to redo that. Hi. Thank you. Yeah. Actually, she needs a mic too. Hi. Saskatoon, where are you from? Toronto, the home of University of Toronto. This is from Saskatoon to Toronto. Books on yoga and meditation that shows how to get free from stress. You've heard of stress before, right?
Yes.
Really, because you don't look very stressed. And don't mind me saying this, but you look spiritual. What's your secret?
I don't really have any secret.
You must come from a good family. Say, I guess so.
I guess so.
Oh, fantastic. Here, I'll show you really quick. Thoreau, Emerson, Gandhi, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Albert Einstein, the Beatles, Tupac Shakur, they all read this. Can you read this?
No.
I was just kidding. It's all translated into English, and it's been translated many times. Over 500 translations, and out of all of them, this has become the most popular academically. USC, you know Georgetown University?
No.
And here it is in a nutshell. Look at, life's like a quick journey. We start here, we end here, we're just passing through. Where are you in all this? And I'm over here, I was here 5 minutes ago. And this shows a person who's self-realized, treats everybody with respect because he or she sees the spirits in everyone's heart. And you've heard of karma before, right?
Yes.
What does it mean to you?
It means that whatever you do, it comes back to you later.
Whoa. I really like the way you put things. If more people in the world thought like you, it'd be a better world to live in. What do you do professionally?
Nothing.
Really, this guy used to do nothing. We don't sell these like in a bookstore. We only ask for a donation. We don't need the money, but it's an ancient tradition. When you give something in return for spiritual knowledge, it connects you to the previous teachers who've passed it down and allows you to enter deeply within the knowledge.
How much is the donation?
Well, they cost about $10 to print and ship, so anything you give over 10 is a donation.
How much should I donate?
Well, we try to keep it under $100, but in your case, we might make an exception.
Okay.
Okay, and then pretend like you're giving something. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Do you believe in the
Thank
power
you.
of prayer?
Yes.
Oh, good. I'll teach you this prayer. I'm handing her a mantra card with the mantra on it. Say, please repeat after me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Rama Rama.
Rama Rama.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Wow, you're a natural. And now I would give her prasadam and say, would you like to check out any of our classes on Bhagavad Gita meditation?
Sure.
Okay, then I'd get the information. And thank you very much for taking your valuable time. It's been an honor meeting you. Thank you. Give her a hand. A little more. Thank you. Okay, so everyone go through the reps. Try to help the person through if they forget. And just try to get all the way through. Take about 7 minutes to make your presentation from one side, and then we'll switch to the other. Is this yours? On your mark, get set, go. Start. You can. Or you can just ambient it and go around and catch it. Okay?
I want to confirm the. So we are thinking wants to here and we'll also do some store. This one is actually so the first streets are we were thinking about Kensington Market, Old City Hall. I know
Hari. One more minute. Thirty seconds. 10 seconds. If you can hear me, raise your hand. If you can hear me, raise your hand. If you can hear me, raise your hand. If you can hear me, say shh. Just a brief check-in. Has anyone who's had the first partner go all the way through, raise your hand. Is anybody who hasn't completed one side, raise your hand. So everyone's done except for down here. You're good? Okay. Any questions so far? Anybody have a question, concern? Yes.
I find myself very talking very quickly, just try to I'm almost anxious to give the book out.
Very good. Any other questions?
What happens if things get kind of awkward somewhere during the conversation?
They will. Yeah, this is an art. You have to practice it. And some of the best things that can ever happen to you is something feels awkward or you make a mistake. And the more reps you get in, the more mistakes you'll make and the more you'll learn from them. So be very detached. We're not going out to try to sell books. We're just trying to make friends, do the presentation and learn. And don't worry if you sell a book, don't sell a book, it's all good. You just want to start to feel natural out there. No heroics necessary, no performance necessary. Just be there and learn. And when you get confidence, then it'll become more and more natural for you. Any other question? Yes.
You said to become a natural, but it's hard to tell the other person you look spiritual when you know that you don't believe it. So it's like you're acting and trying to be natural.
I mentioned last night that it is quite natural and it's also shastric. That yes, tu sarvani bhutani atmani vanupashati. Sarva bhuteshu chatmanam tato na vijugupsate. This is Sri Upanishad. Anupashati, as Prabhupada explains in his purport, means that you should systematically see all living beings as parts and parcels of the Lord. And navijugupsate means if you have that vision, systematic vision, it doesn't mean that you suddenly try to imitate the Uttama Adhikari. But what Prabhupada says is you should follow in the footsteps, anupashati, and systematically see there's a soul within every body. Then navijugupsa, you won't hate anybody or any being because you're not repulsed or attracted by their body because you're seeing that they're a spirit soul. So that's our directive. So when we say to somebody, you look spiritual, we mean it. Because you look at them and you see there's consciousness coming through their eyes and they're animated. How is that? It's because there's a soul in the body. That soul's part and parcel of Krishna. What's more, there's a super soul. You can offer obeisances, Krishna says to Uddhava in the Srimad Bhagavatam, to a dog. Because you realize Krishna's within the heart of the dog and therefore you offer obeisances. Now, that's Shastra, and that's how we're enjoined to see others. So if you go out on that mood and you're talking to the soul, rather than to a person from Canada or India or Pakistan or wherever, we're not interested in that. We're interested in the soul. We only accommodate their external trapping because that's what they think they are. Until you ask them the question, tell them you look spiritual, then they become self-realized instantly. Okay? Thank you. Okay, just one or two more.
Thank you, Prabhu. I'm getting stressed out remembering the questions. I don't know which questions I'm going to ask or what it is I'm going to remember.
Yeah, but you look spiritual.
Is it more important to focus on sticking to the script or just trying to incorporate it?
I really don't know the difference between those two things. Just practice it, because it's just like when you learn an instrument. They teach you some scales or learn this thing, and when your fingers start to get good at it, then you put the pieces together. So I recommend learn this script, get it tight, verbatim, then you can improvise afterwards. Same with music or anything else. Just learn it. Okay, let's go to the other side. So switch, whoever was presenting last time, now be a receiver and help the other person through. It will take another 7 minutes. When Mark gets set, go. Hi. Saskatoon, where are you from?
Yes,
Up to 9:30.
Yes.
So just remember, you should do a repetition at the beginning of it too. That's true.
I think the biggest hurdle on the new thing to learn is not to just, even though they do the practice, but it just naturally come. They get moved away from it. I just feel that makes it's a barrier to getting the full benefit.
Hare Krishna. If you still are finishing your second presentation, raise your hand. If you're not done, raise your hand. If you can hear me, raise your hand. If you can hear me, say shh. If you haven't gone through the second presentation, raise your hand if you're not done yet. You're not done? Okay, one. You're still in the second round. Second person you haven't finished. How far along are you? Okay. So now what I want you to do is the Indian version. What's the main thing? Don't hand them anything. If I catch your hand in anything, you're in big trouble. Okay, so the Indian version. Are you ready? You already know Bhagavad Gita. Your mother read Bhagavad Gita. Your grandmother memorized Bhagavad Gita. This book is not for you. You already know Bhagavad Gita. Your mother read Bhagavad Gita. Your grandmother memorized Bhagavad Gita. What we're doing is spreading the jewel of India all over the world. This is not for you. You already know Bhagavad Gita. As you know better than I, the most important asset of India is spiritual knowledge. We're making it available to people in Japan, in China, in Germany, in France. And we're also starting schools for young people to learn the Bhagavad Gita. Here, I'll show you one of them. She knows Bhagavad Gita. Chant a verse.
Urdhamulam adashakam ashwatham prahuravyayam chandamsi rasya parnani yastavedam sirashi.
See, we're starting schools with kids like this all over the world so they can be the future of the world. So today, we're doing a fundraiser. We're collecting money to print Bhagavad Gitas for other people. Since you already know Bhagavad Gita, this is for others. And we're starting schools, so this will solve the problems of the world. So it's a fundraiser, and we're just asking for money. Got it? Should you hand them something? No, Vaisesika Das. Okay, so on three, get ready and do your Indian presentation. 1, 2, 3. Here. Namaskar. California. Where are you from?
Hold the mic.
Wait, because nobody, then they won't be able, we'll just do it.
I'm from Toronto.
No, you're
I'm from Vrindavan.
Vrindavan, which part?
Raman Reti.
You're a very fortunate person. Well, today, we're doing a program for Bhagavad Gita, but it's not for you, because you already know Bhagavad Gita.
Right.
Your mother read Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
Your grandmother memorized Bhagavad Gita. Today what we're doing is we're meeting people from all over the world here in Toronto because we're starting schools for young people so they can learn Bhagavad Gita. And we're also printing the Bhagavad Gita, a book you already know, for people all over the world who don't know about it. There are many problems in the world, and they can only be solved with spiritual solutions.
Right.
And as you know better than I, the jewel of India is its spiritual knowledge. So we're making that available to people all over the world who don't know about it.
Right.
So today's a fundraiser. We have hundreds of us out here and we're collecting donations. And we're using it to print Bhagavad Gitas in many languages around the world for people who don't know about it. And people who already know about it like you are helping.
Right.
And so it's a fundraiser and we just ask for money.
Okay. How much should I give?
It's only from your heart. You give the most you can.
Okay, I'll give...
Some people give their whole lives. You just give the most you can.
I'll give $100.
There's no minimum, but more importantly, there's no maximum. These are a few things that you can say along with it. That You give whatever you like. Some people give their whole lives. You give whatever you like. There's no minimum, but more importantly, no maximum. You know, things like that. And then
I'll give $100.
oh, thank you very much. And then that's when I give them and say, and here's a few gifts from our hearts to you for being so kind. Give them a Gita, give them all, give a stack, 5 different books, something like that. And then get their information. Like, we'd love to stay in touch with you because, you're a very valuable person. You're from Vrindavan. We'd like to get to know you more. Can we have your contact information? Does that help?
That helps. Thank you.
Okay. And don't give them anything. And also, just in general, when you're on the street, remember I said, don't go around like this. First, the person, make a conscious contact. Saskatoon, where are you from?
Toronto.
Fantastic. I love Toronto. And then the book comes out. But if you're here in the hand, ready to spring, then it'll scare them away. So don't telegraph. All right?
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay. Try to do both sides. We're going to end in 2 minutes. Finish up in 2 minutes.
Indians usually don't give money like that.
No, they do. They give lots of money. The biggest donors. You just have to do the presentation the right way. If you handle the book first, if you do what I'm saying, I guarantee you'll do it. Okay? One more minute for everything. Thirty seconds. Lost the clip. Ten seconds. Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can hear me, raise your hand. If you can hear me, raise your hand. If you can hear me, say shh. Dear devotees, would you mind reassembling? We have a few more minutes and I'd just like to wrap up. Yeah. Said you're a veritable saint. Raghunath Das Goswami did that too. No time. Actually, I'll give this to... Is it right here? He left? Okay. Okay, everyone. Congratulations. You have what you need. Some sense of presentation. I recommend that you practice it with your friends, practice it in front of the mirror, practice going through the book and finding where the pages are really quickly. Get your fingers used to where the parts are, get some muscle memory. And whenever you feel like it, there's no rush to this. You take your time. We come out today, we're not going to sell any books. The only thing we really want today is to feel what it's like to go out the door. You get that feeling. Don't think you have to sell anything today. You don't even have to do this presentation. All you have to do is just come along so we're all together. We're going to several different spots. And when you get there, remember, touch the pavement. Get together for a photo, all of you. Put your foot on the pavement and we'll take a picture of you at your spot. That's the only assignment for today. There are a few devotees who will be there. If you have the fortune of getting to watch Malini, you'll gain, in a quantum way, knowledge and confidence about how to distribute books. I'm going to go to several different spots and walk around. You can come and watch. I don't mind how many devotees stand around me and watch. I can't guarantee I'll sell any books, but I'm going to go out because that's what I like to do. I like to go out and challenge myself and meet people and do the presentation. And so just get the feeling. If I were going to distribute books, this is how it would feel like if I went out the door and I got to the spot. And remember Prabhupada getting on the Jaladuta. And what did that feel like? We should feel that regularly, that challenge that I'm going out, I don't know what's going to happen, but Krishna, please help me. And my other suggestion is when you get out into the public, there's a lot of sights, sounds, and distractions of many kinds. Keep the transcendental vibration going. Just Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You don't have to talk amongst yourselves unless you have some service, business, but just be concentrated. It's yoga. Be out there in the public, but in the bubble of the transcendental holy name. And then remember the ripe fruit principle, that we're just looking for the ripe fruits. And if somebody's not receptive, this is the nature of a lot of the questions. What if a person's like this? What if they're like that? Let them go. You don't have to pursue it unless they're really open and they're open to what you're having to say. And you will meet people like that. There's a certain number of them out there right now. And if you go through a certain number of people, you're going to run into the right fruits. Guarantee you, I promise you. So don't worry about a thing. And just remember that this is what our mission is. It's to go out and meet people and give them an opportunity to hear about Krishna, and they'll thank you for it. And so will Krishna. We have a couple of minutes, and Shamahini is going to tell us what we've won.
We've won Transcendental Sankirtan outings, where you can actually put to practice what we've learned today, if you like Vaisesika Prabhu said. Our goal is to touch the pavement. Getting out the door is our toughest job. We don't know some of the names of the devotees who are here today, so please come see either Anukul Seva Prabhu or Madan Gopinath Prabhu and Devanshi. Thank you. And Devanshi. We need your names. We need to know if you're coming out with us, and we need to know if you can take any devotees in your car. so that we can organize the rides. We're going to different spots through the city. We need to organize rides. We need to balance the teams out so there's not too many devotees in one spot and not enough on the other. There's going to be kirtan at several spots as well. So all of that needs logistics, needs organization, and we need your cooperation. Time is limited. We would like to get out the door by 10:30, between 10:30 and 10:45. 10:45, the doors will be closed, and if you stay back, you stay back. You miss the chance to touch the pavement. So please be prompt. Prashadam will be served at 9:30. Just on your way out, we're going to spread out. So Madan Gopinath Prabhu can go to one side, and Anukul Seva can stay on one side to take the names. Again, if you're not on the group, please get on the group. Every announcement about the teams, the locations will be on the group. I'll open the group up so everybody can post. That will be a way for us to communicate. After this, after the sessions, Sankirtan outings, there will be Prashadam served at the temple, starting 3:30. We're not sure of what time. Some devotees may want to go on longer. Prashadam will be served at 3:30. Tomorrow morning, we start again at 10 o'clock. And we'll start with a small reflection circle of the Sankirtan outings that we will do today, where you can share your experience and ask any questions that you may have. We will also learn how to distribute Bhagavatam sets tomorrow, and how to organize your own monthly Sankirtan festival, how to organize your Shastradan drive, innovations, and more. When we're at the Sankirtan spots, like Vaisesika Prabhu said, please feel free to come and observe as many devotees as you like. Please don't hesitate, you can observe. However, please don't offer help unless you're asked for something. Don't interrupt a conversation. And devotees can also take turns joining the Harinam and then coming out to distribute books, because we have to balance the number of distributors on the street. There will be location leaders who are helping serve to coordinate the whole effort. Please cooperate with them, listen to their requests. Anything else? No, I think we're good. So Anukul Seva, yeah, please charge your phones. We do have a Square app and Shopify. We record scores in real time as we're distributing. So your Sankirtan location leaders will be able to give you that information if you need to install any apps on your phones, so that you can take all of that information in real time. Okay? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Just a little more about the etiquette of working together on the street. Be mindful that we're going out with quite a few devotees to each spot. So be observant of the environment. For instance, when we're on a street, it's like a stream. And if you go upstream and you put out your hand to everybody, or you're trying to stop everybody, you might notice that somebody else is downstream. And you may be the only one upstream who's inoculating everyone from coming downstream. So just be observant of the environment, that there are other devotees out there, and try not to fish upstream, or coordinate with the devotees who are there. And just to reiterate, when you're watching Malini, for instance, you don't need to offer somebody a card in the middle of when she's talking, or give free advice to the person while she's talking to them. She has a rhythm that she's following. And the same goes for me. I do it in a certain way. I take certain intervals or pauses when I'm talking to people to let them to respond. And sometimes devotees think, like, oh, I need to fill the spot. And sometimes kids will come up, and they're excited to be out there too, and they'll start handing the person prasadam while I'm talking to them. So everyone should just be careful that let it unfold. You don't need to do anything special to make it work. It'll just unfold as it does. And do we have prasadam that we're giving out also?
Candies. Yes, Maharaj, we have. And
okay.
Yeah, we also have prasadam for the devotees to go, like, with them, snacks as well.
Means in the sequence, we generally give the prasadam at the end, rather than having somebody stand there and give it to everybody on the sidewalk, because that's another way that people sort of like already got something. Because usually if you're in an area where people are giving out a lot of things, people start to close down. So we don't want to create that in our own ecosystem while we're out there. Does anybody have any last questions? Fantastic. Yes, okay. Homeless people?
Homeless people.
Yeah, try to bring them all back for the program. Homeless people are people too. You know, give them prasadam. Sometimes people will take books. They can be nice. If you'd like to specialize, you can do that. It's really up to your heart. If you see somebody open, then fine. But they're like everybody else. Homeless people, sometimes they're great sages in disguise. Akaranath Prabhu sold a full set of Bhagavatams to a homeless person in Santa Cruz, and he read the whole thing. He kept it in his public locker, and every day he'd sit in the park and read a canto. So it's possible. And then some homeless people, they have a little thing they're doing where they like to look homeless so they can collect donations. And if you go over and try to be helpful, they might be cranky just like anybody else. So just because somebody's unhomed, unhoused, they say in America, then it doesn't mean they're categorically in a certain frame of mind. Just, you have to test them just like anybody else. Okay? Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Shri Panchatattva, Shri Shri Gauranitai, Shri Shri Radhakir Chor Gopinath, Shri Shri Jagannath, Baladev Subhadra. If you so desire, please instill our hearts with the courage to walk out the door today and do as Prabhupada did when he got on the Jaladuta. Let us feel what he felt, to go to a new place without knowing what the outcome will be, so we can depend on Krishna. Please empower us to be kind to all living beings, to be cooperative, helpful, and please let us remember you at every moment. Thank you for considering our request. Everyone agrees with this prayer, in whole or in part. Please say Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyeva cha patitanam bhavanibhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Sharira vijajal jyotendriya tahikal jivebele vishashagare dharmadya divayati lobamoy sudurmati takejita katina shangshare Krishna bodha doyamoy koribari jiva joy Swaprasad dilobai shayanamrita pao Radha Krishna gunagao Preme dako chaitanya nitai Shri Mahaprasad ki jai Gaur Premanande.
Okay, dear devotees, please, Anukul Seva standing on one door, Madan Gopinath Prabhu on the other. Let's move quickly. Troop movement is our biggest challenge, biggest opportunity for efficiency. Let's go. Please take prasadam downstairs. Give your names on the way.
The names for the outings, not for registering. If you're going out or not, we need to